Let's create Pernil de Cordeiro. That is in Brazil, that's how it's known, Pernil de Cordeiro. This is pretty much kind of a pernil of lamb or roast. Puerto Rico, we do pernils, but of pork shoulder, or pork, butt or whatever. Brazil, they do pernil de Cordeiro, which is kind of a lamb leg roast. And you can see, this is a leg, by the way, but the bone here has been cut. And typically, you can marinate this, and this is what I'm going to do now, marinate it. You can marinate this 12 hours before you start cooking it. Today is 72 hours before for me. So I'm going to do this 72 hours before. It's very easy to do. Let me set this down here because you don't need a lot of ingredients. And right now I have some garlic. So I have a few teeth of garlic. Let me put some salt on them. Trying to create some friction. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut them, but I'm not going to go too crazy, okay? Just going to get some of this stuff out of the way. Let's see. You don't have to go too crazy. In fact, I can put them together at the same time. Doesn't have to be perfect. You don't want it too big. You don't want it too small. You just want to keep it manageable. And I will show you why. What you're going to do, get a petty knife and trying to create some incisions. See how you look at here? Do another here. You're going to put some of the garlic and the condiments inside. So you're creating those incisions. You don't go too crazy, just I'm trying to avoid the bone as much as possible. But I want the flavors to penetrate. Bone, avoiding the bone. Yeah. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to play around with the wine. Some people like to put the salt, pepper, and then put the wine. I like to put the wine first because if I do it later, it can wash out my stuff. You know what I mean? So, and I'm going to use good wine from the bottle. Although you can use also vinegar wine. I'm going with the real thing. If I cannot drink it, I don't cook with it. So I'm going with Tinto, Vino Tinto, or red wine. You can use white one too. So I'm putting some of the wine here now, and I'm going to put some here. You know what I mean? It's not a lot. You're just creating a little bit. And this is some Argentinian Malbec, by the way. Going to drink some of that baby. And you see how it looks? It has some wine there. And now I'm going to start with the magic. Let's start with some salt, okay? I know it's going to be a little bit messy because I put the wine, but once again, if I put the salt now and then add the wine, it's going to wash it out. And I don't want that. If you want to clean some of this fat, you can do that. You can take it out. I won't do that either. I just going to put a good amount of salt. So this baby is going to marinate for about 3 days. But you can do up to 12 hours, you know. And let me put some of the salt. And you know what? Why not? I'm going to put at the bottom too, right? I'm going to put some at the bottom. And you know what? Let me see if I can. Cannot do a lot of cutting here, but because the bone is there. But a little bit matters, you know. I can do just a little bit. Just a little bit to put some of the salt here. Just putting some of the salt here. And I'm very liberal when it comes to this. Let me turn it back on the other side. The side where they have the nice meat. Let me put some there too. And now what I'm going to do is, let me add some black pepper. Black pepper. This is the part of the cooking that that's going to take more time in the video, because this condimentation is critical. This is the critical part. You know what I mean? And now you're going to bring the garlic. What I'm going to do, I'm going to insert that garlic through these holes, okay? You want that garlic going to the holes as much as you can. Some big chunks too. And you put it to as many of the holes that you see. This garlic is critical. See? And then you do it throughout the lamb legs. Find those holes and fill it up, okay? Rosemary. Let's put some rosemary now, okay? I'm going to get some of the leaf broke down, you know? And I'm going to put on top, kind of spreading it a little bit, you know? Because I want the aromatics, I want the flavors are going to be greedy. Going to be greedy. So I put some here, and now I'm going to put chunks, you know what I mean? I'm going to put some chunks. Let me see if I can find another piece. And this piece I'm going to insert it a little bit. You know, in another area. You don't have to put it everywhere, but just put in enough in a couple places. You know. And you know what? I have some thyme too. Some thyme. And this time I just going to put around. If you have some dry oregano, you want to put a little bit before. I didn't want to, but I'm going to show you. If you wanted to do that, just put a little bit, rub it up too. If you want some dry oregano, you know, you can rub it up before you put out this rosemary stuff. You know, you can do that, but I don't care. I know how to navigate through the system. I'm navigating through the system, okay? You can put some salt on the side, some ingredients too, because you want the side to be flavorful. So don't neglect it, you know. If you want to do that, you can put a little bit of salt too. Yeah. Some of the garlic. Cover this baby up. Just cover it completely. You want the flavors to stay there. Put another, foil. Okay. Put in the refrigerator, not the freezer, refrigerator. So we're between 3 days, which is 72 hours, to even 12 hours, But I'm going 72. I'm going 72 hours. So it's been 72 hours, 3 days. Woohoo! And I'm going to preheat the heat. I have this outside for about 30 minutes. I'm going to leave it outside for 45 to get the meat to reach some room temperature. Maybe an hour outside, if it comes down to that. And then I'm going to put it in the oven. So let it get into room temperature. So let me move some of this wine that's at the bottom with the spices and put some on top of the Pernil de Cordeiro. Pernil de Cordeiro. So Pernil has been outside, room temperature, almost. Been outside for 45 minutes. I'm preheating 375 degrees Fahrenheit, the oven. And when it's preheated, I'm going to cover this. And I'm going to put it in the oven for 2 hours first. 2 hours later. Oh, that smells delicious. That smells delicious. So now we're going to remove the cover. And cook it again. Let me try 30 minutes first and take a look. I can see the juices flowing. So what I did, I had it covered and cook it for 2 hours. Then uncover it, did 30 minutes, which would have been enough, but I didn't like it. So what I did is I cook it for an additional 30 minutes. And this stuff is ready. Look at the wine and the sauce and the juices. So I'm going to let it rest for about maybe 10 minutes.